My name's Billy Stewart. I'm a Christian comedian, and I do stand-up comedy. That's why they call me a comedian. People ask me how long I've been a comedian. I said I've been a comedian as long as I can remember, but I'm old. I don't remember very much, so it's kind of like that. I wish I would have known this was a formal event. I would have dressed up better, but I didn't. So anyway, but it's great to be back home. I'm been gone for a little while. We were in San Antonio not too long ago. I did a show over at the Improv and the LOL over there down in San Antonio. And we had a big storm down in San Antonio when I was there. Real big storm. And kind of like we've had here the last few days. Had a real big storm. And got back to the hotel. And when we got back to the hotel, the lights were off. There was no power in the hotel whatsoever. You know, so we couldn't use the elevators because there's no power, so had to use the stairs. So we go into the first level of the stairs, and there's this little old man that's standing there on the first floor, and he's so lit up you could read by him. I tell you, he was pretty bad. So I mean, he was bad. You brush up against him, you got an alcohol rub. He was rough. So I said, "Sir, can I help you?" And he said, "I live on the third floor, and I don't think that I can make it up. Would you be so kind as to help me to the third floor?" I said, "Sure." So I picked him up. I carried him up to the third floor and opened the door and kind of pushed him into his room and went back down and got back down to the bottom floor. And there was another guy there. He was in worse shape than the first guy. And I said, "Where do you live at?" He said, "I live on the third floor." And I said, "Okay." So I picked him up. I carried him up to the third floor and pushed him into his room and walked back down to the bottom again, and there was another guy there. So I picked him up, started putting him over my shoulder, and he said, "Help! Help! Help!" And the security guard comes running up and said, "What's going on?" And he goes, "I don't know. This fool keeps picking me up and taking me to the third floor and throwing me down the elevator chute." So it was pretty bad. San Antonio, anybody ever been to San Antonio before? Yeah. San Antonio, do you know San Antonio is the seventh largest city in the United States? Seventh largest city in the United States. 1.5 million people live in San Antonio. You would think out of 1.5 million people, somebody would know how to design a road down there. I'm serious. My GPS had recalculating so many times I thought it was a math teacher. It was pretty bad, you know. And you know why GPSs are in women's voices? Have you ever thought about that? Why GPSs are in women's voices? It's because men use GPSs most of the time, and men are used to having women tell them where to go. That's why we put them in women's voices. You know. And besides that, you can yell at a GPS. You can't yell at your wife. Your wife will tell you where to go, but you can't yell at your wife. You can yell at your GPS. Am I the only one that yells at my GPS? Nobody else does that? I yell at my GPS. It says, you know, take the turn, take the next exit. I don't want to take the next exit. That happened to me in New Mexico. We was driving down the road in New Mexico, and my wife was with me, and she said, "Take the next exit." And I thought it was my GPS. I said, "I don't want to take the next exit." She hit me so hard I was out until Arizona. It was bad too because I was driving, so it made it even worse, you know. Yeah. But getting back to San Antonio, my mind wandered. My age, my mind wanders. It doesn't wander very far, but it does wander a little bit. But getting back to San Antonio and the roads over there, rush hour in San Antonio is terrible. It is awful in San Antonio. 5, 6 lanes down the interstate. You get it. I mean, it's packed bumper to bumper, slow down, you can't get anywhere. If you're not in the right lane, at the right time, at the right moment, you're going to miss your exit. It happened to me. I didn't mind too much. I've never been to Mexico before, so it worked out pretty good. You know, getting into Mexico is not too hard. You know that? All you got to do to get into Mexico is you just go over there, show an ID, and they say, "Okay, go ahead. That's fine. We'll let you in." It's getting back in the United States after you've been in Mexico that's hard. You know, we waited 3 hours in line to get back into the United States. Got up to the Border Patrol agent, got up there, the guy showed him my ID, the guy looked into the car, and he said, "Are both of y'all American citizens?" Now, I don't know about you, but when was the last time any of y'all saw a red-headed, freckle-faced, blue-eyed Mexican? It just doesn't, there's not one there. But, you know, when I got saved, God didn't give me a filter. Now, I don't have a filter. And my wife calls me a smart aleck. You know, this Border Patrol agent asked me if we were American citizens, and I just looked at him and said, "No habla English." You know? And he said, "Okay, smarty." He said, "You got anything to declare?" And I said, "Yeah, I declare you asked some of the stupidest questions I've ever heard in my life." You know? He says, "All right, that's about enough." I said, "Good, I was getting tired of talking to you anyway." So, anyway, I'm laying there on the pavement on the border. And there's these dogs, these German Shepherds that are up there, and they're barking at me, and they're snapping at me and everything, and they're just growling and snarling. And of course, I don't have a filter, so I had to be a smart aleck and say something. And I looked over and said, "Hey, are those German Shepherds American citizens? I want to see their green card." Let me tell you, when they take you into that little room and put on the rubber gloves, it's not a pleasant thing. You don't want that to happen. It's not fun at all. When I finally got out of the room, my wife said, "I'm going to drive." I said, "No, you're not." She said, "Yes, I am." I said, "No, you're not." She said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Okay." So she got to drive, you know. But I get a little worried when my wife drives. I saw on the news not too long ago where there was a car going the wrong way down the interstate, and my wife was coming home, so I called her and I said, "Honey, be careful, there's a car going the wrong way down the interstate." And she said, "One car? Everybody's going the wrong way down the interstate." So I get a little worried when she drives, you know, but she got in the car and she says, don't worry, I can stop this thing on a dime." She did. But the dime was still in little old man's pocket, you know. I saw him coming. I said, "Give him the right of way." She sped up, plowed right into him. I said, "What'd you do that for?" She said, "You told me to." I said, "Give him the right of way." She said, "Oh, I thought you said get him right away." So, you know, it's marriage is a great thing. It really is. Marriage is a great thing. You know, when me and my wife got married, we had a military wedding. Well, there were guns there, let's put it that way. I saw a friend of mine not too long ago had been married for 20 years. Can you believe that? Been married? How many of you have been married here for 20 years or more? I'm like, yeah, some of y'all been married for 20 years? Yeah, good, great. Yeah. Is that your husband sitting next to you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he told me when he said he'd been married for 20 years. He said, "When I got married, it was the happiest day of my life." I said, "Don't you mean you've been miserable ever since then?" Isn't that right, sir? No, I'm sorry. Don't answer that. It's okay. You don't have to answer that question. It's perfectly all right. But marriage is a really great thing. You know, my wife travels with me. She travels with me quite a lot when we go places. And we're always going. We're together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week almost. And somebody asked me one time. He said, "You know, y'all are together all the time. Don't you ever run out of things to say to each other?" I said, "Are you kidding? There's things I've been trying to say to her for the last 6 months. I ain't been able to get a word in edgewise." You know, so it's you know, but marriage is it's a very good thing. You know, and so when me and my wife go out and we go traveling, we go do different shows and go to different places. You know, I try to make it a vacation. I try to do things that, you know, make it fun, find places that we can go to make it fun. And when we get ready to go, I say, "Honey, do you want to go on vacation?" And she says, "Oh, honey, our marriage is a vacation." Well, that's not exactly the way she put it. She said, "When I married you, it was my last resort." That's what she said. But, it was pretty close, you know. And you can tell what they say you can tell what your wife is going to look like by the way her mother looks. Yeah. If that's true, I'm in trouble. Oh my God! No, I've got a real good mother-in-law. I really do. I've got a really good mother-in-law. She was blessed not too long ago. She got a new vehicle. Well, she had to get a new vehicle. Her old broom wore out, so she had to get a new one. She wanted something a little bit faster, kind of a speedy sport type of car. Is what she wanted, convertible and everything. So she went down to Lowe's and got a leaf blower. But it was. It didn't quite work for her too good, so she took it back. She settled for one of those cordless Dyson vacuums that just reverses the motor to where it blew out. But she got something to do. But my mother-in-law she's a very good woman. You'll never meet anybody that's is kinder to flying monkeys than she is. She is just so kind to those flying monkeys. I can't believe it. But and things in life don't bother her. All the things, the vicissitudes of life just doesn't bother her. Things. She works hard. She does all this stuff. She does. She tries real hard to take care of herself and to take care of other things but where she spits, grass never grows again. Don't tell her I said that, okay? It's pretty bad, but she's really a great woman. She really is a great woman, and we need to have a sense of humor. And having a sense of humor is something that's very important to. As a matter of fact, we were driving through New Mexico not too long ago. My wife and I were driving through New Mexico. Anybody been through New Mexico before? Arizona, New Mexico, those areas. You seen those windmills that they have out there? Have you seen those? They got miles and miles and miles of windmills that are out there, power generation windmills. They're set up, they're running, they're going out there, and we were driving. We were going to Las Vegas, and we're going down through there, and we're driving, and I can see her looking at those windmills, and she says, "What are those windmills for?" And I said, "Well, honey, this is the desert." And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "It gets hot in the desert." And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, when it gets too hot, they turn those fans on to help cool it down in the desert." She said, "Oh, okay." And we drove on a little bit further, and it finally dawned on her that that's not what those are for. And she didn't talk to me for the rest of the trip. Quietest road trip I've had in a long time. It was really nice. But God wants us to have a sense of humor. He does. God wants us to have it. God has a sense of humor. Do you know that? God has a sense of humor. If you don't believe that God has a sense of humor, look at the duck-billed platypus. Okay? Really, the thing's got the body and the tail of a beaver. It's got the bill of a duck. It's a mammal, and it lays eggs. It's like, take that, Darwin. It's wonderful. God's got a sense of humor. Everybody look to the person on your right. If everybody's on your right. Now look to the person on your left. You still think God doesn't have a sense of humor? God has a sense of humor. He really does. And the Bible tells us, in Genesis 21:26, it tells us, God has given me cause to laugh. And all who hear of it will laugh with me. God has given me cause to laugh, and all who hear it will laugh with me. Not laugh at me, laugh with me. We have to be able to laugh, and we have to be able to have fun. You know why people don't convert to Christianity? It's because they see too many Christians walking around like this. They think that they got they got this sour look on their face, and they just, it looks like they've been baptized in pickle juice or something. They walk around and got this sour look. They think they got to look ugly. Some people think the uglier they look, the holier they are. If that's true, I know some pretty holy people out there. That's for sure. But it's, we got to be different than the world. You go into these big cities and you see these people walking around and they're just doing, just bumping into people and grabbing at people and moving on. We need to be laughing. We need to have a smile on our face. We need to be grinning so big that the world is just wondering what we're up to. That's what we need to be like. We just need to be happy. We need to have the joy of the Lord in our hearts all the time. Because that's what God wants. He wants us to have His joy in our hearts. He has given me reason to laugh. And since He's given me reason to laugh, others, when they hear about it, will laugh with me. If you don't know Christ, or you know of somebody that doesn't know Christ, show them Christ. Show them Christ not by having this scowl on your face and saying, you can't do this and you can't do this. Show them Christ by showing them laughter, showing them joy, showing them happiness. And when they see that happiness and that joy, they're going to say, man, that's what I want. I want that. How can you be possibly miserable when laughter is contagious? Try it out sometime. Really, just try it out sometime. Go to the grocery store. I did this in the grocery store one time. Went into the grocery store, was standing in the line, the checkout line, and for no reason at all, I just started laughing. I just started. And everybody started laughing all around me. They couldn't help it. It's contagious. Laughter is contagious. It's kind of like the hiccups, and yawning. It's contagious, People get it. I went into a place one time and asked them if they had a cure for hiccups, and the guy slapped me in the face with a towel and everything like that. And he said, that cure your hiccups? I said, it wasn't me. It was my wife out in the car that had them. But we need to we need to show the love of God and the joy of God and the laughter of God. And that's what we need to have in our lives, is that laughter. And we can have that and we can show that to others. And when we show that to others, others will want what we have.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. Good night.